So inside this box sits the EVO 2 8K, and it's taken me a long time to get it in my hands. I seen it at CES 2020, but I only had a chance to have it for about 4 hours or so before I had to give it back to Autel. So today I have one in my hands permanently. I thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and do a proper unboxing. Let's get started. What's good, guys? Welcome back. Ken here. You're watching Original Dobo, and this channel, it's totally dedicated to drone and tech related content. So if you find that type of stuff interesting and you haven't yet subscribed, you may want to go ahead and do so. Also, huge thank you to all of my existing subscribers, all 23,000 of you. It's been an absolutely wild ride. I know a lot of you that follow me probably started following me back with the original EVO 1, and now here we are with the EVO 2. So I want to go ahead and do a proper unboxing. I do plan on including some flight footage in this video because I know that's what a lot of you are really interested in. I will forewarn you, the weather outside is pretty bad. It's a really gray, overcasty day, but we're still going to get some flight time in. I will also include a Google Drive link with folders with different file resolutions of footage that I shoot with this. I will continue to upload footage to that file so that way you can continually download and see if this is the drone that is right for you. All right, so with all that being said, let's go ahead and start the unboxing process. So if you remember with the EVO 1, the box was pretty similar. This box is a tad bit larger than the first version. We'll just go ahead and take this top piece off here. All right, so let's see what we got here. It looks like we've got possibly the controller in this box here. And yeah, this is the controller. So we'll go ahead and take the controller out of the box, being really careful because I still have to do some product shots with this drone. So the controller looks to be exactly identical to the first generation controller. And the best of my knowledge, you can actually pair the EVO 1 to this controller, and vice versa. You should also be able to pair the EVO 2 to the EVO 1 controller, which I sort of think that that's pretty cool. On the left-hand side here, we have what looks to be a wall charger. Let's see what the inlet looks like. I didn't even get a chance to look at the inlet the last time to really know if this changed a whole bunch. So, the charger does look a little bit different than the last time. At least at first glance, the pins are definitely different. But overall, the charger size appears to be roughly about the same. We'll set that off to the side. We've got another box here. And what do we get in this box here? Now with the first EVO, we did not get any iOS cables, so I'm interested to see if they actually included that in this version. There's a whole thing with iPhone cables being certified, so I wonder if they included an iPhone cable with this version. I know DJI offers one, but nope, I still don't see an iPhone cable. So for you guys who utilize iOS device, there is still no iOS cable included in here. We got a micro USB to USB-C, and then we've got a standard micro USB to USB port, and then we have a USB to micro USB cable, which you can use to charge your controller, but no lightning cable. So if you use an iPhone, you're probably gonna need a cable. So just know that if you buy this, get an additional cable. You also get 2 spare props and a cleaning cloth inside. Taking the top piece off, we have the drone itself. We'll go ahead and get this out here. Again, I didn't get a chance to do any of this the first time, so I wanted to go ahead and do that. Doesn't seem like there's anything else inside. All right, so here's the drone itself, and it is definitely different than the first generation drone. So the EVO 1 was a lot shorter, and I'll actually grab my EVO 1 for comparison. Alrighty, so here's the EVO 1, and you can see the body is definitely a lot larger on the new EVO. I'm gonna go ahead and slide a battery in here just so you can sort of get the whole idea of how big this actually is in comparison to the new version. So turning it sideways, you can also see that the EVO 2 is a lot chunkier, has a lot more obstacle avoidance and sensors than the first generation. So the first generation had 2 obstacle avoidance sensors facing just straight down, and they are smaller sensors. It also didn't have a light. This one has a light just like the Mavic 2 Pro has and the Mavic 2 Zoom. There is rearward facing obstacle avoidance sensors, while the EVO 1 only has an infrared sensor, but won't actually prevent you from hitting anything. Has 2 sensors in the front, just like the EVO 1 did. Larger sensors, mind you. And then of course, you also get top obstacle avoidance sensors, and then you also get side obstacle avoidance sensors. So you're getting much more obstacle avoidance than you got on the first generation. All right, whew, it's a mouthful. All right, so let's take a look at the battery that this thing has inside of here, because I believe that's where the battery is. So when they ship it, the battery comes inside, and this battery is different than the first generation. Now, there's a lot of mixed controversy with the EVO 1s. I know personally, I've experienced some problems with these batteries. I've gone through about 3 of these batteries, and I think I'm gonna end up having to replace this one. This battery on the EVO 1 is actually starting to swell. So I'll probably need to send that in soon. So you get a 7,100 milliamp hour battery. So this battery here, let's take a look. I can't even remember what the battery MAH was on these. I think they were like 30 or 4,300. So 4,300, 7,500 milliamp hour batteries. That's absolutely incredible. So it went up a tremendous amount, almost 3,000 milliamp hours. This battery went up over the previous generation. They've also added some side ventilation into the battery, which will help keep the battery cool, because one of the biggest things that will tear a battery apart is heat. So if they can do anything to dissipate the heat, especially because the battery's in an enclosed chassis this time, the better off it will be and the longer it will last. So really cool looking battery. Looks like it's actually got a pretty good charge on there, so I should be able to just take this up and fly it right out of the gate. So we'll go ahead and slide the battery back in there. And just to slide it in, it's just sort of like this. And you also have some side ventilation here as well. So we'll go ahead and unfold this and set this right here. We'll get the EVO 2 or the EVO 1 out of the way. Sort of fold this up, put this out of the way for the moment. Looking over the drone, the propellers are a little bit different. I know a lot of people really thought that these were pretty ugly, but it's sort of arbitrary because when you think about it, you're not gonna see props when they start spinning, and they are designed to be a lot more aerodynamic and much more efficient. So this drone can get up to 40 minutes of flight time. So how it gets that is by becoming more aerodynamic in the air. And the props will help this drone sustain flight times of 40 minutes, which is great. It's also a lot quieter in my experience of using this. They also added some nice, like, I don't know, some metallic to the, I'll bring this up to the screen here so you can see. So the ESCs actually have like this metallic ring around the side. It actually looks pretty cool. It's something that I think is interesting. Weight-wise, this is definitely a heavier drone than the past version. To me, it feels much more solid, but obviously like anything, it is plastic. So if you crash into something, it's gonna wreck, it's gonna break. So be mindful of that. Looking over the drone itself, you do have a port here for what appears to be a USB-C port on the side over here where you can transfer data back to your computer. I never really found that useful, nor did I ever use that, but you could probably use that for updates. On the other side, the opposite side, there goes the controller. We have a USB-C, or I'm sorry, a micro USB card, or God, Lord. We have a SD card on the side here, and looks like they include a 32 gig SanDisk card in there. I will say that the covers for the SD cards are a lot more forgiving to take on and off, which I can appreciate. Like I said, the controller is the same. I don't really see anything different with the controller. I know this was a love-hate relationship with this controller for many because of these pins. When I was at CES, I talked to them about the pin situation, and they said there was a tolerance issue when they were manufacturing that. They figured out the problem, fixed it. So we shouldn't have any more problems with the pins. But all in all, looks basically just like the EVO 1 controller. We'll have to take a look to see if this is actually charged up here. So I'll take the cover off and you can see it shows EVO 2. Push that to the screen there. There it goes. So yeah, so I've got 96% charge, so I can take this out and fly as soon as I'm done filming this video, which is good. Go ahead and shut that down. We'll check for if there's any updates or anything like that. Let's take a look at the gimbal. This gimbal guard is weird. I don't know how I feel about this guard, but You basically pinch each side and it comes out. It's a little goofy. I don't know. I think this could have been done a little bit differently, but we've got a good look at the camera. So there you go. This is the 8K camera. It's 48 megapixels. It can shoot 8K, 6K resolution, 4K 60, 4K 30, basically all of your different frame rates. I know a lot of people argue and say, hey, it's not truly 8K. Hey, I mean, I looked at the resolution of the file size and the information. It looked pretty good to me. I mean, I'm not going to quabble over what it is, because for me, the files look pretty good, at least when I got a chance to look at it. Autel has also made the gimbal a lot more modular and easier to take on and off. We'll have to see exactly how easy this is when I get some cameras to swap this over. There's just basically 1-2 bolts right there and some clips in the front that come out to take this camera on and off. You can swap it with a thermal camera. You can swap it with the Pro camera, which is the 1-inch sensor. Again, we will have a 1-inch sensor comparison soon when I do get that in hand. This drone can take ND filters as well. So if you look at the front of the drone here, there is a little port here where you can actually twist this off. It's sort of a pain in the neck. When I was at CES, I was almost afraid I was going to break the gimbal. So it is very hard to get these filters on and off. When filters do come, I will get them off, but it is really hard. You got to twist the lens cover. There's really no grip on the lens of the 8K camera, so it's definitely a lot harder to get on and off. It is a 28mm focal length, so it's going to be a little bit narrower field of view. If you're used to the EVO 1, this is going to give you a less wide field of view. Also, the aperture is f1.8, which is down from the f2.8 aperture of the EVO 1, so you're going to get a lot more light into the lens of the camera in low light situations. We'll also have to test low light to see how this does. But I think right now I've done enough talking. Let me go ahead and get some footage out there and throw it up on the screen so you can see what you guys think of it all. All right, and like I said, the weather isn't the best today. I tried the best I could. I'll continue to fly it. This is by no means a video review. This is only an unboxing. I am including video footage for you guys to download, so if you want to take a look at it a little bit more closely on your own, download it to your computer, you're more than welcome to do that. And I'll continue to update those files, so as the weather changes, I can go ahead and update it. If you want to get your hands on this drone, you can head over to the link in the description below. That's for DroneWorks. That's who is going to be providing these drones, at least for me. If you want to get your hands on it, right now we've received a tremendous amount of orders, so you'll... Just as a standard disclaimer, please bear in mind we have no control over shipping and delivery times due to COVID-19. Should you find yourself aggravated that your order is taking too long, simply send us an email and we will reply with a brief explanation. Patience is a must during this critical time. Don't badger us or any other retailer for delivery times or ETAs. It's a drone. Chill the fuck out. It'll get there when it gets there. Probably be in batch two when the orders start arriving again. We do have orders arriving pretty much every other week. So let us know. Description below. You can order your drone from there. All right, there you go. That's the EVO 2 unboxing. Enjoy the footage, and I'll talk to you later. Stay original.